Hey, this is Chelsea with the No Subject Podcast. Are you looking for a couple new friends? Well, look no further. Join us while we hang around and bullshit about the good, the bad, and the dirty of everyday life. We don't have a specific subject, we cover it all. Movies, music, sex, that weird guy you were driving next to who wouldn't stop picking his nose. So bring your laminated list and catch us on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Big city titties, boys.
I would like to say, for the sake of this episode,
I love Stuart. Stuart.
I feel sorry for Stuart.
hey everybody,
Hi.
how are you now?
Good, and you?
Not so bad.
Huh?
You're one of them D-gens from Upcountry.
Exactly. I've been listening.
Hey, so
Good, and you?
Yeah. Just go game.
McMurray.
McMurphy, whatever.
McDonald's.
Look, I can't understand half of what he says anyways because he's a bumbling fool.
Oh, you got to turn on the. Well, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
So,
We'll talk about
I
that,
know,
yes.
I know.
So-
And like you, Dean,
yes.
I am not a reedy.
Yeah.
If I'm watching something, listen. If I want to read, I'll read the original book instead of watching the words come across the screen because reading narcolepsy.
Yes.
Readolepsy.
Yes. All right. So anyway, welcome back to this fifth episode of How Are You Now? Letter Kitty.
Oh, let's get ready to 5.
Yes. Sorry. Fiv. So it's Tiara
Hello.
and Dean here with my good friend and co-host from the Podskier podcast,
Well, hello. It's Dawn.
the Roberts, Squirrely Don.
The Don Roberts, because of all of the Don Roberts that existed before me in my family, which was 3. I am the only one left living.
Oh. Are you the fourth?
Is that
No, I'm
doesn't
the
sound like a
second.
good
You're the
thing.
second.
So, Donald William Roberts, Donald J. Roberts, Donald Leroy Roberts, and then me, Donald Roberts, and I'm not going to say my middle name. But I am the second. And people go, well, aren't you Junior?
I'm so confused right now.
No, because my dad's name was Dale Roberts.
Oh.
So if
Okay.
you skip a generation,
Yep,
you're
you go.
second.
I
Yep,
see.
that's right.
I didn't know that actually.
Or if you're named after, like if my dad had a brother who died or something, and they
Right.
wanted to honor him, they would name someone after that person, and then it's the second. Junior is only direct blood. And if you listen to Small Town Murder and Crime in Sports, sorry. You want to just delete that part?
This is not Podskier, Don.
I forgot.
I'm going to need you to dial that back
Listen.
about 50% there.
How about 75%? It's been a while since we've been in the same room recording. So, hey,
so
back to what we were
back to
talking
what we were
about.
talking. So, welcome to Don from Podskier. And
You need to reel me in a little bit. about 75% there.
There you go. So,
Squirrely Dawn.
So, Don,
Yes.
what got you watching Letterkenny, and why do you like it?
Well, okay, so I was driving down this dark road in the woods, and I got abducted by aliens, and they did the toothpick thing like in Clockwork Orange, and made me watch Letterkenny. It's either that or you guys turned me onto it. I can't remember which. It's really gray area there.
Yeah, they both sound really similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard you guys were referencing it or something, and I was like, what is this? What is this that I don't know about?
And then we were probably like, you haven't heard of it yet?
Yes. Yeah. I had to check some of it out, and I've found that it is right right up my alley, which is wide open to drop a Alabama Hot Pocket on.
That's right. It's always good to have
callback.
Yeah, that's right. That's kind of going to bring back. No, that's from the episode prior to prior.
Yes.
Because, we want to recap the last episode before we get to this one. So the last episode was Wingman Wayne.
Yes.
Right. With all the advice.
Right. And so we were very confused as to how Wayne knew so much of that. And it just occurred to me, nobody has a last name except for McMurray, unless that's his first name.
No, it's because Bonnie McMurray is his little sister.
Right. There you go. So there's Wayne, Daryl, Katie, Squirrely Dan. None of them have a last name.
Why do they need one?
I don't know. It just when you were talking about how many Don Robertses there were, it just occurred to me that nobody else has a last name.
You have to look into this.
Well, hold on a second.
Yes.
So, no, I've just completely blown my theory out of water, because if Wayne was Wayne's last name, then Katie's last name would be Wayne as well, unless they are half brother and sister.
Step. Could be Step.
True.
Or Step.
Right.
Which might be why they live together.
We'll get-
mean, she has a propensity to date two people at the same time. So.
She does.
True.
So last episode was all about getting $50 off your bar tab if you could get some tail while during the spring fever, while the kids were back home for spring break.
Look, my hair is up. It frames my face perfectly.
Yes, it does. It was really just kind of I think all of these episodes really kind of leading up to this episode was just a lot of introduction of characters.
Kind of, yeah.
I mean, it's in my opinion.
Except the creepy episode.
Tiara, the teacher, has raised her hand.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So,
Where a lot of people are looking for him.
According to IMDb,
Yes.
The McMurrays are the only ones who have last names.
Interesting. So there you go.
And this is with the exception of
Problem
one
solved.
that comes in a much, much later episode,
Which we're not at
which
yet.
we are not at
Nope.
yet. And pretty much every single character, even very minor characters, is just one name.
Yep. Okay.
Well, I mean, look, growing up, we all called each other by names. So we had the best friends in high school were John, Sean, Ron, Don, and Eric.
And Skeeter.
Eric. So it was Geis, Gilman, McNamee, I can't remember.
It's
what
like
Ron's
Tiara knows a bunch of Ryans.
Yes. I was just trying to think of how many Ryans in high school. It was Getchell, Gatterman, Harvelin. Like nobody ever called them Ryan.
There was also it was nicknames. Gimp, Chunks, Pretty.
You were pretty.
No. That was Sean McNamee because someone's ex-girlfriend. We were all still friends, of course. Someone's ex-girlfriend was actually feeding Sean grapes while he was too drunk and laying on the couch. And I kept going, peel the fucking grapes. And she's like, you're so beautiful. Feeding
Oh my God. My
Can
friend
you
Tiff.
remind me that this is not the other show?
This is not the other show. We'll be recording that later.
Okay.
Yes, true.
And then I'll stay on topic the whole time.
Right.
Which is nothing.
So we that's pretty much all there was to the last episode. There wasn't.
There wasn't a lot of substance.
Yeah, it was just
but-
really just kind of getting to know more characters, getting more Gale. Who else was in there? There was more Squirrely Dan, and in fact, jumping to this episode now,
There's no Squirrely Dan.
Truth.
Yeah.
Very
I
true.
was a little sad about that.
Yeah.
Because I like me some Squirrely Dans.
Yeah, I love Squirrely Dan. He's probably one of my favorites. So we get this episode, which is the Rave. So we start off at the church. Pastor Glenn has called Daryl and Wayne down
Oh,
to the
look
church.
what you brought me.
And there's a bit of a fuss down at the church, and Glenn calls the boys and steps back from behind the pulpit and
Fuck, you're naked as a jaybird.
and
This is because he's not wearing pants.
yeah, he has
It's
no
a little
pants.
humid.
He has no pants on. So yeah, that
Okay, I have a question.
yeah, yep.
Where are they located supposedly? Near Ontario? Is that what we decided?
Well, if it's
Where did you guys decide the nearest big city was?
Ontario, Toronto are kind of about the same distance from where Sudbury is, where it's filmed. The place where it's based off of, I think it's the town that Jared Keesaga was listening to another show that talked about him growing up in this town, and I can't remember the name of it. But Letterkenny is not an actual real place,
Right.
So, but it's it's like 4 hours. The closest big town is 3-4 hours away.
But it seems like in later episodes we find out that it's the big city isn't that far away,
Because
but
they can
it's
do it within the
far
day.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a relative day trip there and
Yeah,
back.
Yes.
it seems that way. Yeah,
Actually, we found
In the second episode.
Yeah, because they go get the alcohol, right?
right.
Yeah. Yeah. So not 3 or 4 though, because we talked about that.
Right.
About how if it was 3 or 4 hours, they wouldn't be able to do anything other than go to the big city and back.
Right.
And they had all of these things that she wanted them to do in the city. So.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
So-
but even because I did look up his town, which I can't remember the name of it right now. But he, what's it?
Listowel?
Listowel. Yeah.
Listowel?
Yeah. And
Ontario.
and still, even the closest, I guess there was a town near there called Kitchener, which is not too horribly far. That is not a big town, but I guess, being that from the States, if I know where Kitchener is, then it's probably somewhat decent sized, but it's not far from where he grew up. So I'll put it that way.
Okay. So here's my question.
Yes.
Basically, wherever they are,
Yes.
is higher on the it's right. Those are the Great Lakes right there.
Yep.
Okay.
So the town where Jared Kiso is from, is right, like Toronto would actually probably be the closer.
So if
Toronto and Detroit are about the same distance. Ottawa would be farther over.
Yeah.
Montreal, which
So what's-
they refer to going over
Yeah,
to the
going
French,
to
so
Quebec to-
close to the French line, which would make sense with being
Yeah.
in this area.
So I'm curious, what's the summer weather temperature there? Would you say? Is it?
Oh, have you
equal
ever been
ours?
to Chicago in the summer?
Oh hell no!
It's
That's probably
not. It's probably not much heat wise. Is not much difference than here, but it's probably more. It is
Humid.
more humid.
Way more humid.
So swamp ass is a thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's kind of what they were. In my imagination, that is, I've been to Chicago in the summer and I really like Chicago, but that's kind of gross because I don't like that feeling.
Okay. Right. Right.
So,
The muggy. Okay.
yeah.
That
You walk
answers the
outside and you
question.
kind of feel like you need to take a shower immediately.
That answers the question of no mas pantalones.
Yeah. So yes, that
yeah,
totally did make sense because I think we've been told because that's one of the places we had talked about the Ontario area potentially moving, and somebody said that there's a lot of mosquitoes, which
Yep.
tells me that there's plenty of humidity there.
Because standing water and yeah.
So anyway, we're at the church, and and Glenn has a problem with a critter that's
Rodent?
Yeah,
Gotten itself up under there somewhere.
So Wayne crawls down there, finds out that it's
No, he doesn't crawl down there. He
he
opens
leans
up.
down there. He picks up the rug and sees that it's that it's a possum, and
Which is an armorless armadillo.
yeah, and so he I don't know where he gets this knowledge, but this made me
Oh
laugh.
man.
And
They're
this
mutants. They have forked fucking penises.
It's true. I was like, that can't be real. I totally
they
looked
do.
it up. But it's because female possums have 2 vaginal openings with 2 separate uteruses.
The more you know.
I know. I little crap like that is what my brain gets stuck on. And I was like, I gotta
Right.
look this up.
so typically the fountain of information has been Squirrely Dan.
Yeah.
True, yeah.
So
Yeah, and so Wayne has been the bit of knowledge about the critters in this episode.
right.
So yeah, then Daryl goes down there to grab it, because Wayne doesn't want to have anything to do with it because how tough they are. He says, "Will they bite?" And he's
Is the duck's ass watertight?
so it's he knows, that they're not to be fucked with. He goes, "I got my size 12.5 boot. You just toss them under there, and I'll get them."
Right.
But Barry reaches under there. He gets bit.
Ouch.
Yeah. Ow. It got me. So then for some reason, they he doesn't take him to the clinic or anything at that point when he gets bit. He just takes him back to the house.
Takes him home, yeah.
And he's back in the kitchen. He has Gus on his lap in a full Nelson.
That cracked me up when he
Every
puts
time.
Gus
Oh
in
my
a full
God.
Nelson.
I love that.
Gus, I love Gus. Gus is great.
We need to start putting shadow in that because that's I imagine him totally being okay with that because he'll be just like, all right, this is attention, whatever.
And so,
Okay, we will get that on camera at some point.
And
Yes.
then and the entire time, and Katie's in there like, what's wrong with your hand? Did you?
Well, first she starts giving him shit.
Yeah,
She's
right.
like, did you put it down
She didn't realize that it was a bite. She was
Right. She's like,
referring
did
to
you-
it like a venereal disease.
Yeah.
It was.
Did you get
what's
that?
Yeah. Well, so actually, what I got was all the old timey jokes that Wayne kept cracking about STDs. About
Guy's girlfriend's having a hard time parking the car, right? He says you should get tested. She says, well, no, I'm not so bad at driving. He says, no, I have chlamydia.
and then he gives the
Hey, why are crabs always so tired? It's because they only sleep in snatches.
I mean, those are like total old timey.
I remember that from
Is that a double
Because
entendre?
crabs was the weird, scary thing when
Do they
you were
call-
a girl just starting to get pubic hair.
Is a group of crabs called a snatch?
No.
pubic hair? It's crabs are lice. They're pubic lice.
Sleeping in snatches, as in, there's your double entendre.
Okay, so this whole time I was thinking about like crabs, like
You are so adorable.
you dip in butter crabs.
Wait.
Different kind of crabs.
How old are you?
Fitty.
Good for you for living to 50 without knowing what the hell that was.
Hey,
I learned about that in middle school.
Yeah, it's
well cream, right?
I love those. Some of those old jokes like that. The old body jokes, just always crack me up. Like it's kind of like that old joke that Drew Carey would tell. It was his favorite old timey joke about the old man and the old woman in the old folks' home. And the old man says, "I bet you can't tell how old I am." She goes, "Sure I can. Drop your pants." So he drops his pants, and she reaches down there and grabs his balls and his junk, and she's feeling around, and she goes, "You're 87." He goes, "That's crazy. How did you know that?" And she goes, "You told me yesterday." So, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I married that man.
and you told me yesterday while we were hiding your Easter eggs.
So then we get to the Riley and Jonesy and Schmeltz at and the entire hockey team. They're waiting for the bus. They got Schmeltz there. He's holding all the fucking bags because he's the rookie, the newbie.
Keep the bags up,
right? And this is where we first hear the first instance of the native flu. So,
Yes.
Native flu is apparently the
natives are tough.
The natives are very tough as far as the hockey is concerned, I guess. I was unaware of anything like that, but okay. All right. But so they're afraid of them, I guess.
Right.
So some people don't show up. And that's really all of that scene. Then we jump to the grocery store, the dollar store. And this is where we first see Bonnie.
And the whale tail.
The Bonnie McBride. The whale tail. Okay.
Don't you know what a whale tail is?
Tell me the whale tail.
It's when a young, attractive girl wears low-rise jeans with the thong sticking out. As I guess it's an attraction measure, like flipping the hair and stuff like that. It's called a whale tail.
I have not heard that before. All right,
I didn't have the body for that when I was younger. I might kind of now.
I don't think I don't think that there is a body type that says you can and can't do
Exactly.
it. You can do whatever you want.
I agree.
Sure. I agree. I agree now. It took me up until very recently to have that point of view, though. Remember?
You're right. Just don't. The only thing I would say not to do is, and this is a safety thing, don't get your suspenders confused with your thong.
Yeah, that
Pull
could
the
be
thong
very
up over the
uncomfortable.
right.
But that is probably how they got that swimsuit, Borat swimsuit. It was like just like an accident. That kind of looks
the
good.
Slinglet.
Hard no.
Hard no.
Hard no.
So we he's buying
Yes.
he's buying ice from Bonnie. Bonnie doesn't work. I guess this will just be our secret. And so she gives him the ice, and then he's gone. That was
It's it's the first time that we see Wayne flirt.
yeah.
And
she's definitely sweet on him.
It's cute and awkward because even in the last scene where he was playing the wingman, like women were flirting with him and he was just kind of like, okay, yeah, I know that she's doing it. I mean, maybe I'll go fuck her. Like, but there's no interaction.
Yeah.
Whereas now there's actually interaction between the two, and he's like, you can see that he's like, okay, all right.
I got a different takeaway from that.
Oh, did you?
Oh yeah.
Right. But well, the takeaway I got from that was that he acknowledges that she's flirting with him, but has nothing to do with it because he sees her as the little girl, as
McMurray's sister.
McMurray's little sister from when she went away. And
I don't think, in my opinion watching that was that that didn't happen until later. Like in that first meeting where it meets in the store and he's like, oh yeah. But then later, the next scene when he runs into McMurray's like, oh, my sister. And he's like, oh, this is getting awkward. Okay, now it's really awkward. Okay, now I'm really uncomfortable. And then from then on, he's like,
I think I felt he had that throughout.
Okay.
I didn't feel that he was interested in her in any way, shape, or form because he remembers her probably as a tiny child from the past.
A tiny human.
That's just my
Could be.
corrupt opinion.
That's could be. Anyway, we jump from there to the clinic where Katie's taking Daryl to the clinic to see about his bite.
And who is sitting on the steps?
Stuart.
I love Stuart.
I do. I love Stuart. Tyler Johnston is awesome.
Absolutely.
I think he does that. He does that well, and he's like all methed up, can't see.
Right.
But he's this
Hi.
is character. Yeah,
Hi,
go ahead.
Katie.
We
you
learn
look pretty. I can't see.
we learn a few things about them here. We learn that Katie is a few years younger than Stuart, which makes me think Stuart's probably in the same graduating class as Wayne, which is why Wayne absolutely hates him because he can just see him as that skid.
Right.
Whereas Katie was the 15-year-old who was like all sweet on him until he started getting into meth, and then
Impressed with him, yes.
she used to be impressed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's that whole moment between them there is very, I mean, that's a lot of more than just character. That's there's some story. There's meat there.
Yeah.
Definite
Finally
history
starting to
there.
get some, yeah.
So yeah, that and you find out more about that as we go on. But I think that was, to me, that was like really the first part of the show where you're like, oh, there's some. Go ahead.
Because we've talked about before about how Stuart obviously has a crush on Katie.
Right. Yeah.
So it was interesting, like, okay, having been someone who has had like crushes in high school and then you run into them later and find out they had a crush on you at the same time, like I could almost see the wheels in his little methed out brain turning, like, okay, is there anything I can do now to salvage this?
Right.
Which then goes to like the very next time we see Stuart.
Right. But yeah, next we get to Wayne dropping off the ice at the Ag Hall.
This is where he runs into McMurray, yeah.
And he runs into McMurray, and how McMurray is talking about all the
Jesus
fashion.
Christ.
You know,
Yeah.
she was wearing this little number, and I mean, I can't even remember what the fuck he was talking about.
Something
but-
about a maxi dress, and then
It
she
was a
might be
maxi-
wearing a crocheted
Okay.
something.
Okay. Here now. This is
You have a take on this?
Yes.
Yes.
Because when he last saw her, she was wearing something
long and flowy
long and flowy and covery uppy.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
And then but at the store, she's got the whale tail showing
and the crop shirt
she's in
and the
crop
short
shirt.
shorts and
So McMurray doesn't know that she's quite as adventurous per se or open per se as she is. So
True. However,
Well, we get to that. We'll get to that in a little
okay,
bit.
all right.
Put some
Okay.
clothes on.
Nope,
so-
that's not McMurray.
No, but it's still kind of the same idea, right?
That's the
He doesn't
inverse.
wanna
It's
see-
the inverse.
No.
No, actually, hang on.
No.
Wait, give me a second. We'll get to that. That
Sorry,
comes-
watched it 3 times today. So hold
hang
on, hold on.
hang on.
I've watched it 3 times
You got-
today as well.
But anyway, so we get back to the basement with,
Yes.
with all the skids. Stuart has said,
He walks in.
we're done with the
not
meth.
doing meth anymore. I won't taste it. I won't try it. I am done.
right.
Does this taste right to you?
He
No,
says,
never again.
He goes, I'm quitting the meth biz
To become a superstar DJ.
because when
Katie
you're in a
liked his
town of 5,000, that's going to happen.
Well,
Right.
Katie liked his music.
Well, I'm
and
not saying
Katie
that-
would sneak into his
I
shows.
understand that, but-
Therefore, he's going to be a DJ because that's what Katie
But,
wants.
so yeah, I guess so I can see that because as long as Katie likes it, then he's a superstar. Mm-hmm. So I can understand that.
Along with all of his aliases.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
I didn't
What
get
was
it.
the white power bottom? I laughed so goddamn hard.
Okay. Now this
Yes.
was a
DJ
thing.
White Power Bottom.
This was a thing that I thought to myself several times. You can only really say white power if you are one.
A Klan member?
No. You can only say it if you are defaming white powerism, or
okay.
if you're saying white power bottom.
Like, yeah, right? He had like
Right.
2 or 3 of them that were
Yeah.
white power something. White power bottom, white power.
The second, okay,
can't remember.
it was,
I don't know.
it was.
Damn it, you didn't.
I
It was
didn't.
Peter. God damn it, Peter. Peter Blumkin, DJ Peter Blumkin.
Yes.
And then there was white power something,
Right.
And then white power bottom.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it was white power flower or something
Maybe.
like that. DJ white.
No, you're mixing it up with your shirt. No, not the one you're wearing right now. You used to have a white flower shirt.
Oh, I still have
You
it.
still have it. It's awesome.
Yes, the white flower shirt is the Pillsbury Doughboy,
Right.
In a yeah, he's got one hand up in the air,
Right.
in a,
Waving.
in a not positive salute kind of thing.
Big smile. Big smile.
Yes, exactly.
So then we then get out of the basement. We're back at the barn. Wayne's. Oh, do you have it here? T?
No,
Okay.
I'm just. I
we're-
just started getting. It's
Gotcha. Wayne's moving hay back and forth. So except for
that one's straw. Which I was curious.
and well, Katie comes in and it's
Christ, Katie, put some fucking clothes on.
Not my forte.
Unfortunate.
I love their relationship.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, I'm going to tell you, but I know how you're going to react, but I just have to say it.
Right. Well, that's big brother, little sister, all over the place.
Yep. So she goes, answer your fucking phone. McMurray's trying to call you. And he finally picks up, and McMurray tells him that the jamboree's been called off because Stuart has got the whole stuff for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And guess what?
Sunday.
Yep, that too. So for the rave, and he goes, and Wayne is
Agricultural halls are for agricultural music.
not fucking rave.
Not fucking raves. What kind of dumb fuckery is that?
Can I just say, I love that there's an entire Reddit sub forum based on this, or dedicated to this episode.
Oh, is there?
And they're all talking about like just about Devin, and I feel really bad, and then but it all led up to this and that. And, like
Right.
it's so funny. I'm like trying to scan it, finding the DJ names, and I'm getting lost in reading it. So I apologize.
I subscribe to the Letterkenny subreddit. It's pretty funny. So
Reddit is both the everything and Satan of all things.
yeah, it's it's not 4chan, so
I don't even know what a 4chan is.
good. Don't bother. So I guess it's more along the lines of how Tumblr was, but it's a bit more nerdy. You found them?
Found him.
Okay.
DJ Pimpy Longstockings.
Right.
DJ Peter Blumpkin. DJ White Power Nap. DJ White Power Bottom. Fuck yeah.
DJ White Power Nap is now my new name.
That's some great fucking writing.
Yeah.
I don't know if Kiso or Tierney came up with it, but props.
I'm sure
Bravo.
I would have
fucking
loved
vo.
to have been sitting in that.
Oh my God, right?
You
Coming
fly
up
on
with
the
different
wall.
ways. Yes.
You know, well, we can use this, but we can't use that, eh? Well, we can use that if we add this, eh? You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. What I did get is, so let's see. So then, let's see, where are we?
Goes there.
Oh, so so Daryl. So we get back to the clinic. We're back to the clinic. Daryl has rabies.
It doesn't work that way.
Wayne's pulling up.
I'm sorry.
Hold on, he calls him.
He calls first.
He calls
He's like, help.
Yeah, he
Don't-
calls him. He
don't-
calls him while he's in the morning. Yeah, he
Help,
comes and picks him up.
sick.
Help sick.
Pick up.
clinic, pick up. So he's not going to get his communication badge either.
Right.
So anyway, he goes to pick him up. Derry's there, decides he wants to get in the pest removal business, and
The whole
Yeah.
time
Yep.
through all of this, Wayne is super low key playing Daryl's sickness, right?
yeah,
Oh yeah.
Only giving
Nobody
him crap.
takes it seriously.
Only giving him crap.
And he's literally throwing up at their table, and Wayne's just like, well, better clean that up.
Don't let that get in the floorboards.
Right.
You'll never get it out.
well, even Katie was giving him shit for it, but
Well, yeah, but she realized after a little bit she's the one who took him to the clinic.
right,
That's lifelong friendship there, for sure.
Even though she doesn't like him.
yep.
Apparently. I don't know. I think it's changed now
Yeah.
I think that's something that has evolved already in this TV
Could be.
show.
Yeah.
That Katie doesn't seem to be hating him as much anymore.
You have a sister, right?
I do. I didn't grow up with either of my sisters.
Oh,
so-
okay. Well, there's a dynamic between brother and sister and the friends of the other sibling that is just, you accept them, you always accept them, but you gotta ride them like they are the worst.
Absolutely
thing in the
believe it.
world. Yeah,
Absolutely believe it. My comment more is just like from episode 1 where she's kind of outright hostile to him to episode 5 and where she's like, actually, you are really sick. Let me help you.
Well, and she's like,
I like that.
okay,
I like
obviously Wayne's not going to do a fucking thing, so
Right.
I'm going to
Exactly.
have to do this.
Exactly. But that shows it's showing that she does actually care about him. Whereas
Right.
before we haven't gotten anything that really shows any tenderness there.
Right.
So
Right. So then they come up with a plan that Wayne decides we're going to let critters loose at the rave,
right.
because even Derry says in his rabid state that the ag hall is for agricultural music,
right.
and not fucking raves,
Not tomfuckery.
right? Exactly. Then we get to the hockey players getting to wherever they're going to play the natives, and we have our first meeting with Tanis. And
Hold on a second.
yeah,
Right. Right.
Hold on. Okay, continue.
Yeah.
and it's all roasting.
Tanis.
So we she's they're all just going off.
She got
on
a couple
each
of surly uncles with her too.
She's got her own surly uncles.
I don't think those are her uncles. I think
they're probably like surly brothers.
Yeah, they're like her little gang boys.
Yeah.
Like she's in charge of the gang, and those are her boys.
I thought they were part of the native hockey team.
Could be.
It's
I don't know.
possible.
But I
be
think
both.
yeah.
They never shown
Who
them with
knows?
gear, but
Right,
and
true,
even in
right.
future episodes when they show up to play the natives, it's always Tanis and her boys, but it never shows them playing any of the hockey players.
Right,
so.
Right. Okay.
So, and then Tanis starts giving him shit about Letterkenny being a meth place.
Everyone knows Letterkenny's gone to meth. You guys are a bunch of fucking basics. At least we keep it clean. We just sell cigarettes.
Darts.
I love that though because this is the first time we're seeing what anybody outside of Letterkenny actually thinks of Letterkenny.
Yeah.
And, we've known as an audience that meth is in their town, but now we know that they're known for the meth in their town.
Right.
So it's obviously, the boys getting mad at Stuart for not wanting to do meth anymore. Probably I could understand it a little better because that's apparently a big moneymaker for them.
Yeah, and it's obvious that Stewart, knows what he's doing when it comes to making that. He's obviously pretty smart.
Yep.
for being an idiot.
Well, I mean, they called up the interwebs a couple episodes ago,
Right.
and had a website.
Well, yeah, they
not
didn't-
just-
24 hours.
Not just a website, an entire social media
Right.
empire
in 24 hours. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And by the way, if you don't know that meth exists in your town, you're probably carrying a grandmother's bag because you're a grandmother.
Yep. So that's it's a brief meeting with Tennis. It's our first meeting with her.
Oh, but she's so hot.
She is, and we'll find out more about her in the next episode.
True.
Very
Very true.
We will. In the next several episodes,
Yes.
actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So then we get back to the basement, and Rold and Devin are there, and Rold tells Devin, "We're missing $2,000."
Can we just go back to Tanis for a minute? I'm kidding. Continue.
Right.
We're missing $2,000 for the what did he call it? The Minergy Spa.
Menergy Spa, yes, Menergy Spa
And so
that they're planning to open with this money that they're making from meth.
That's what they were saying. I couldn't.
Menergy Spa.
Minergy Spa.
But what about Menergy?
So yeah, Devin calls Stuart and says, "Well, I needed the money for the rave, of course."
It's a big giant thing.
Right. So that's where it starts. That whole machinations of what the skids are planning to do. Then we jump to out back of Modine's with Gail, who's when Wayne and Derry show up.
More poop humor.
Yeah.
I will sit out the poop humor. Go for it, boys.
So Gail's on a juice cleanse. She hasn't drank in 2 days, but she's shet like 30 times.
Yep.
And but she's got a skunk that she needs to. She has a skunk she needs to have
Something's
handled.
knocking.
Yep, exactly. Something's knocking. No, better let her through. So they have a skunk. They have to get out there, and so it's another one that they're adding to their repertoire of critters that they're going to let loose in the rave. Then we get back to the basement. Devin, Rold, and the rest of the skids have decided, okay, we have to sabotage the rave because we can't not do meth. The meth business is too important. Stuart taking this money, so we're going to sabotage it. We're going to say there's asbestos.
Yeah, that's just
Asbestos. How about you not say asbestos anymore?
Why?
Yeah. And then we jump to the house. Stuart shows up to invite Katie
With a rave poster.
Right, with the rave poster to the rave. And
including a backstage pass.
yeah, and
Oh,
backstage
yes.
You may
pass,
not be
and
able
your
to
name-
find me
your-
because there's
gonna be so many people.
and the security is going to be super tight.
Right.
But your name's on the list, so you
name's on
should
the
be
list.
okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and he goes, but there will probably be drugs there. And these are the drugs he lists off.
It'll be MDMA, DMT, PCP, LSD, LED, and probably UFC.
LED and UFC.
Those are my two favorite drugs.
Right. In fact, I think I watched the UFC on my LED TV.
Probably so. And he knew he was fucked up when he said it. I mean, he just had to keep going. So, and Wayne is just,
You are spare parts, aren't you, bud?
he knows that
Because-
Stuart's just,
Because Stuart thinks he's, tries to claim that he's clean and sober now.
Right,
It's
right.
been, 12 hours or whatever.
It's been a couple hours since I've done any meth.
And did you guys know what spare parts was?
What do you mean?
What the
Explain.
phrase spare parts is?
No. Was that,
Did you not? Oh, did you guys not look?
Maybe
look
not in the
that up?
context that, no.
It's like I think I looked it up. Will you look it up real quick?
Okay.
Because it's
Urban Dictionary thing?
Yeah. It's a specific insult, and it's like just a fucked up individual,
Yeah.
or something like that.
There we go. Spare parts, man.
We definitely. You know what? I should have brought my iPad, except I don't have an iPad anymore.
It's an insult used to call someone bottom of the barrel.
Right. Spare parts.
Yep.
Because you guys, I don't know. It
No,
was
When did this episode air?
2016.
This is probably from Letterkenny.
Probably.
You're made of spare parts, aren't you, bud? Aren't you,
Yeah,
bud?
so that's where it came from.
From December 29th, 2016. 2016.
Back in 1916. When
I didn't realize they had color TV back in 1916
Well, you know.
or Canada.
Yeah, there was no Canada back then. So, so then Wayne chases him off, throws a couple of lawn chairs at him. And then,
1, 2,
3.
Ooh, sorry. Wow.
And so then we're back at the hockey rink in the locker room. The Letterkenny hockey players have been beaten by the natives. And then coach comes in and gives them the shouting and the
Fucking embarrassing!
because they are dog shit.
They're fucking the dog.
Yeah, they're
They're
crap.
fucking the dog. Dog fucking. Was it dog
fuckers.
fucking?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, no, that's for later.
Okay.
Part of this episode?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Well, actually, if it's what I just saw, because that would have happened just with at that same point in time.
Yes.
On the back porch. Yeah. So
Yeah.
when
He calls him a shirt tucker.
It's the first time of the shirt tucker. And do you know what the Urban Dictionary says
No,
a
I
shirt
didn't-
tucker is?
No.
A Republican.
Wow.
That's why I was like, I'm going to look up the other word that I was like, hey, I remember that one was the first time.
I forgot. Yeah, I was. That's
I
another thing.
thought it was just teasing him for. He always has his shirt tucked in.
Well, he does, but the term.
Conservative, Christian, right-wing Republican, straight white American male, gay bashing, black fearing, poor fighting, tree killing, regional leaders of the South, frat house keg tapping, black back slapping, haters of hippies like me. Jesus Christ! Is there anything else in here from?
I don't know.
What is backslapping?
How you doing?
Good job,
okay.
buddy.
Okay.
No hugs.
What? No.
It's
No, that's literally the only thing. That,
The-
wait.
Oh,
wait.
what?
It might.
wait.
It might
Nope,
be.
They're both. Yep.
It might be
same.
tucked into the back pocket, and as supposed Kleenex or something. I don't know.
So yeah, Coach gives the Riley and Jonesy an earful, and then some, and along with the fucking embarrassing,
Fucking embarrassing.
and then
Do you have that right?
I just played that.
Fucking embarrassing!
I think you played that before we actually started.
No, he played it. He played it in the right,
Oh, okay.
right spot.
Cool.
So then we're back. We're back at the rave at the Ag Hall. What
What did we miss?
Hold
Yes.
on.
What,
A
yes.
Shorzy
Oh,
moment.
Shorzy. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Give him a tug, you tit fucker.
Shorzy.
Fuck.
That they literally he's yelling that at the coach.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea.
After the coach leaves.
After he leaves, right?
Yeah.
Shorzy thinks he's a badass.
Yeah.
Shorzy is always either cleaning his butthole or using his butthole on the toilet,
Yes.
which is pretty awesome.
I bet you. So we watched Squirrely Dan, Cade Trevor
Wilson.
We watched Cade Trevor Wilson's stand up the other night.
Oh, really?
He's on
And
Netflix.
He does.
Oh, okay.
He does a lot of poop humor, but not in the like talking about.
It's Squirrely Dan, right?
It's clever,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
It's clever. I'm like watching Letterkenny now and going, I bet he wrote the poop joke. Because a lot of them, like he was talking about, he likes dry, wet, dry when he poops. So his friends make fun of him for using, and I'm pretty sure that same conversation was in a later episode of Letterkenny.
I think you're right. Yeah.
So that was, I was like, oh, I can actually see where he wrote
Is it
these
the
things.
sandwich? Right. Okay.
Yep.
So
Sando.
Sorry.
It's all right.
we're back at the Ag Hall, and Stuart comes out. He's got his beautiful long eyelashes on.
Rainbow eyelashes.
Oh my God.
The lights are going
that's-
and
with
music's
the-
going.
I mean, that's actually a pretty awesome.
Scene?
All the makeup and the outfit.
Iridescent,
Fucking
iridescent lame outfit.
He's so David Bowie in,
Oh,
this,
yeah,
in this
totally.
part right here.
Yeah. Right.
It's gorgeous.
So
it's just gorgeous.
Yeah, it's EDM David Bowie.
Yes. Yes.
So he comes out there and it's empty except for Katie and Bonnie
And all of the
and
security.
the security. So I wonder if those were the surly uncles that were part of the security. So he comes out there, he sees it, and he leaves. He's gone. Wayne.
So disappointed.
Yeah, Wayne has seen.
Because he looks at Katie and sees
Yeah.
Katie looking like,
I'm so sorry.
yeah. Like sympathy. And
Yeah.
he probably was like, fuck.
And in a cloud of smoke
Yep.
Poof. Yeah. And then so he's gone. Wayne has seen this shit show that has
Not transpired.
right. And goes ahead and takes the critters back out to the truck.
Yeah, he has a
He's got a whole pallet full
of yeah,
all kinds. I'm sure possums and skunks and you name it.
everything.
Yeah. And so that's the one thing you can tell from Wayne is that he doesn't like to add insult to injury. He gets back out there and the fucking hockey players show up wanting to start some shit with Stewart. And he says, nope, it's over. The rave's over. No, the poster says it's right now. It's over. Go home. And the coach, he goes, yeah, I'm about to get cross. And then Darius says he doesn't give the warning twice. The coach
And they think they're like, oh, let's go. It's 7 against 2.
Right.
What? Yeah.
The coach shows up.
Right at that moment.
And about
You're not fucking the dog all day and then dancing.
Yeah, exactly. It's 10 minutes to curfew. Get the fuck out of here.
Fucking embarrassing.
Yes.
Another
Fucking embarrassing!
As he's hitting the steering wheel, like, God.
Throwing his Tim Hortons cups everywhere.
yeah. Oh man. And then McMurray calls Wayne.
Oh, while Wayne is still standing outside.
And so this is the part where it gets, and I couldn't record it because it was really low volume when
Yeah.
on that phone
Because
call.
he's a mumbler.
He's a mumbler, but if you
It's
listen to it
so
clearly,
gross.
he is trying to get Wayne to go fuck his sister.
Yeah.
Right.
It's,
I mean,
it's not going in and dancing with her.
Get up in
He
her
is-
guts and just fucking bang the shit out of her.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. He knows damn well that his sister wants to fuck Wayne. This is
Right.
that's
Well,
why I
right.
was like that when you were saying McMurray seeing her. No, it's not that. It's not that he sees her as, his little baby sister. It's like, and again, later episodes, it makes a lot more sense when you understand
Yep.
the dynamic of that family.
Okay,
It's a fucked
maybe
up
I'm not
family.
there yet.
It's a weird
Maybe I'm
family.
not
You
there
might
yet.
not be
Yeah.
there yet.
So
It is a really. I wouldn't say it's a fucked up family. I would say
Well, it's an
that
unusual-
it's a non-traditional family.
definitely non-traditional. Yeah, it's an
whatever. It's
I
fine.
think I do think McMurray's a little fucked up.
Oh, McMurray is completely fucked up. I mean, how many times did he say cunt in that one?
Oh my
episode?
god, yeah. Anyway,
They
so
don't-
we end the episode.
I'm not there yet either.
You haven't. Yeah, that's brand new season.
Season
Oh yeah.
6.
So I think I'm. But at the end of, what did we have originally? We had 3 seasons.
What did we had? We had 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't get all the way. I have not all the way through 4 yet.
Okay.
So
We end with Stuart going back to the basement with the skids,
And the skids are all scared when he walks in. They're afraid
And
that.
he says, "This is a grotesquerie."
Well, he tries the meth that earlier they were trying to get him to
Right.
try,
Right, and so
he takes a big old fingerful and gums
and then
the
spits
shit
it
out.
out.
Of it.
Yeah.
Spits it out. This is a grotesquerie.
right,
And then, do you have the?
and so then he says, "We're back in the meth business, and we're gonna be the biggest thing." And that's when Devin gives the "I love Stuart," and the skids all dance, and they dance.
And he
and
has
the camera
has,
closes in on his eyes.
on Stewart's eyes, and he has the vision of them ruling
Right.
the earth, the town with their EDM dance moves.
Because what else are you gonna do, right?
That's how you roll. That's how you roll.
Oh yeah.
So that's where it ends. That's the end of it. Reactions. When you got to the end of that, what was your what reaction did you?
The whole rave thing was a huge turnoff for me because having bounced at many raves,
Yeah.
it just the shit show is what comes to mind.
Right.
Because I'm not in that community.
Right.
I don't mean anything bad to the people who are. It's just not my thing. And
Right.
it was, my dealings in that community was dealing with people who were ODing or
Who were on they were on too much UFC.
too much LED actually, with a little UFC sprinkled in.
Right.
But so that part of this episode was, in a way, kind of. I was glad to see the rave fail because for many reasons. It in some ways it's one of my favorite episodes,
Right.
Because of just whatever everything they flip, all the shit they flip each other,
Right.
is classic.
Yeah.
So everything.
Right.
So yeah.
T.
I think for me, this episode really made me want to cheer for Stuart. I wanted him to get clean. I wanted him to impress Katie. And I remember the first time I watched it, I remember thinking just how sad it all was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, because I have people that I used to know who went down that path. And, it makes you kind of really want, luckily, things are going to change eventually as things you will see eventually.
Well,
But-
and Katie even says to him, "You're an adult now.
Right.
You can turn this around."
Right. Going back to the place and declaring that he was going to make it the biggest meth capital, blah, blah, blah. It made me feel like he was throwing a temper tantrum. And without talking about later seasons, because it's really hard when you've seen every episode going back to first season. But without talking about other episodes, it really does. I really did not like the rest of the Skids after that for quite a while.
Right.
I would say.
Right. Agreed.
Yeah. However, I do think in the next episode, there's something that I like about it, but we'll get to that.
We'll get to that next time.
But anyway, so
When we get to talk to my
reaction
sister.
is very similar to yours. Is that you kind of do feel there's some sympathy that you have, and you understand that even though not all of them get along, there's still a community. Mm-hmm. Definitely more of that in the next one. Mm-hmm. But it's really, to me, it speaks of Wayne's character and Katie's character of what they're willing to do for, people who are hurting. That's what it seems like to me. I mean, Katie taking Derry to the fucking clinic, and then, showing up to Stuart's rave that's empty, she's there and it's empty. She's obviously, hey, I'm staying here because of you. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's definitely that they've got some support for their people. Even they may not be friends, but they're still, I'm there. I'm going to be here for you.
They don't all hang out together, but
Right.
it's such
They're
a
all
community.
connected.
Yeah. I mean, both of Katie and Wayne have shown such compassion for,
Yeah.
what was there already?
Everybody.
What episode did Angie's boyfriend show up in?
First
That
one.
was, very first one.
Right. So there was compassion from Wayne there, right? Inviting to the
Oh no! You're thinking
No.
of the super soft birthday where
Right.
the fight with that was.
Well, no, the fight with the boyfriend, I'm guessing in the first episode because he saw him
He's
videotaping
peeing.
the guy peeing.
Oh,
right.
right. Okay.
And he
He's a-
felt bad
right.
for that and got
I see what
angry.
you're saying. I
beats
thought
him
you were
up,
talking-
throws
right.
him in
Yeah.
the pee.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then
the next episode, when he invites
Right.
Joint
Joint
Boy
Boy.
to
Joint
the
Boy.
super soft party
Right.
after,
Let's take care of business,
and then we can be friends. Yeah.
Yep. So there's the history between all of the people here. There's compassion
Yeah.
all around, which is
And there's definitely a protocol.
yes, yes, absolutely.
So, favorite characters in this episode?
I just want more Tannis. I'm
Well, that's
sorry,
just
but
because
she's
you-
just cute as fuck.
But did you have that reaction the first time you saw that?
I thought she was cute as fuck the
Well,
first time.
but
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. There's definitely more build up later.
Oh,
of
yeah.
Tannis, so
I thought she was a one-off character watching it the first time.
Right. So my initial reaction of Tannis in this episode was just like, oh, she's just a one-off. She's definitely cute and she's badass, but I didn't,
But you never really know who's a one-off character and who's
True.
a regular character until much later.
Yeah.
Like even now, we've only seen Joint Boy once. We've only seen
True.
some of the others. I can't even tell you right now. There's a few that we've only seen like once or twice, and we're at episode 5. So watching this the first time, you don't know yet if
Yeah.
this is, are they introducing a new character, or is this just, whatever.
What's yours?
Tannis.
Tannis?
Right?
Because not just Tannis.
And you're also thinking season 2, by the way, about the things that you learn more about Tanis and all that.
Oh, is it season 2?
That's season 2.
The seasons are so short.
Yeah.
I know, yeah.
Right. Okay. Right. Are you, right. Okay.
That's okay.
There's a history lesson in season 2 between two of the characters that you have no idea is coming until it.
Right.
They have an interaction and you're like, what the fuck just happened?
Yep.
Okay. So, anyways, my take on was that the first Shorzy episode?
No.
Okay. Shorzy was more in
the first one was upside down.
He was
with his,
washing his ass last episode.
Right.
The last episode was a lot of Shorzy.
So Shorzy cracks me up.
Yeah.
When Tanis makes her appearance, I thought, okay, well, obvious antagonist. I am supposed to dislike this person, but freckles and bossy and a little bit of ethnicity in there is just I can't be mad at her.
Same.
She's got some flair. I like her little.
Not Ric Flair.
Well, when she's got the cigarette in the one hand and the boys are barking and she does stop it.
Oh yeah,
she's in charge.
Oh hell yeah,
She's
and that's
definitely in
hot
charge.
as fuck too for
Yeah.
me.
Right.
I'll be absolutely honest with you.
Definitely a Leo.
All right.
If you
All
believe
right.
in that stuff.
Okay,
so
I don't, but okay.
Neither do I, but hey, whatever.
We've already talked about new terms learned because we've gone through those.
Native flu. Shirt tucker.
Shirt tucker. And
Native flu and
Dolly. What was it? Donnybrook.
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 It was actually in the first episode.
Oh, see, again, they talk so fast that I can't hear them sometimes. This was the first time that they
you
said
guys
it in
had
a way.
never heard Donnybrook before?
Well, she hadn't.
I had not. I wasn't. I thought this was the first time it had come up in the show.
So yeah, it was
In
actually
the show, yeah.
In the show, it was,
But
it was
actually,
actually
no,
the
not
very
in what
first-
you're thinking.
The very first episode where he said, "Tarps off,"
Right.
So that time for Donnybrook and Tilly. Yes.
I'm sorry that I don't know Irish vernacular slang.
I didn't realize
Stuff.
it was Irish. It is. So for 20 years, some people on a softball team I played with forever called me Donnybrook.
Okay.
So it's been a word in my vernacular forever. Anyways.
So yeah, and Donnybrook just basically means an all-out brawl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
all hand Tilly.
Exactly.
All hands Tilly.
Everybody's throwing hands.
Yep.
Don't say that.
So theories based off of this. So after this episode, you've watched the first 5 episodes.
Did we do questions?
That's
at the end.
yeah.
Okay.
We can actually mix those two together: theories and unanswered questions.
Because for me, the unanswered questions are what would lead me to theories.
Sure.
Like,
Yep, I'm with that.
so Wayne says that he's ready to date again, but yet when Bonnie McMurray hits on him and he gets all sexually frustrated, he just starts throwing the hay back and forth. Why are you moving it over there? There's no answer to
He's worried.
that.
He's figuring it out.
He's trying to figure
figuring
it
it out. I know, but that's why before that scene, he had talked about being ready to date again and wanting to find girls to dance with at the ag
Right.
hall.
True.
And
Yep.
so I feel like one thing that we
Getting
didn't really
back on the
talk
horse.
about, one thing we really didn't talk about is the fact that this episode is him figuring out if he actually is ready to date.
Right.
And so I wrote,
Agreed.
is Wayne ready to date yet? That was a question I wrote down.
Yeah, you're absolutely
and
right.
again, I think he's conflicted because he remembers Bonnie McMurray as younger and is trying to come to terms with the fact that she's a woman now.
It could also be that
You're a woman now.
it could also mean that the more he has to see Bonnie, the more he has to deal with McMurray.
Which is where I got from it. That was what I got from it.
Could be very true.
Because that was how I got my idea of he was flirting with her at first until McMurray started, and then he was like, oh wait, no, I hate this dude. I really, no matter how fucking hot she is, I
Right.
can't do it. And eventually he's just like, this dude is I don't want to date her because this
not
dude
worth
is
the
gross.
drama.
I wonder if McMurray is trying to offload her onto Wayne to get her out to get Bonnie out of his own life.
Or that Wayne is such an upstanding guy that
True.
he hopes he goes for Bonnie so that Bonnie doesn't date any of the other degents in the neighborhood.
Because there's so many of them.
There's so many of them.
So
Yes.
so the Bonnie McMurray onion, the Bonnie McMurray thing is an onion with so many layers.
Oh man.
Almost anybody we have talked to, as soon as Bonnie McMurray gets mentioned, they're like, "Oh, Bonnie McMurray."
Well,
everybody is like that. Everyone's like, I don't even know what to think about her. And
right. She's so sweet. She's so flirty. She's so many things.
Yeah.
And there's dynamics that I think we haven't seen. I haven't seen.
You have
yet.
not seen, yes. You've definitely not seen.
That as you peel this onion apart, we're going to find a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh, yes.
It's going to be a
Makes
blooming onion.
a lot of sense later.
So let's see. So I don't have so fight, fuck, and I guess we'll stick
Meth?
with Ferda.
What is Ferda?
Ferda?
Ferda boys.
Ferda boys.
Ferda
Gotta do this
boys.
one
Ferda.
for the boys. Ferda.
One for the boys.
We're doing it
Ferda
for the
boys.
boys. Yeah.
It's like a hockey thing.
Yeah.
You're taking it in the boys for the team.
Ferda boys. Ferda. Yeah, do it for the team.
Right. So you're blocking a shot.
You're doing something for you're making you're throwing a haymaker.
Taking one for the team could be going and fucking this girl so that her friend can go and get fucked or whatever. Or it could be I'm gonna go and play hockey because even though I'm sick, because if I don't, then the boys might lose or they would have one less person. It's like there's a lot of things that Ferda could be.
See, I thought Ferda was blocking a shot with your testicles in hockey.
No.
I'm not sure that's not true. But anyway.
It might be. It might be.
So fight, fuck, Ferda. So I'm going to start off from the top. Let's go with who was our first characters that we run into. We got Wayne. Fight, fuck, Ferda.
I'll fight Wayne. I'll lose.
Okay. Derry.
Wait.
Oh, sorry.
Hello.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
In this episode, I want to make him uncomfortable.
Okay. Which means what? if you challenge him to a fight.
I would hardcore hit on him.
Okay. All right.
Just to play on his weakness right now. Because he's so conflicted.
But I really think awkward boys are cute.
Okay.
So...
End of sentence. Awkward, right. Making him more awkward is okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So
he squirms a little bit.
Yes.
All right. So Derry.
Oh God, Derry.
What is Ferda again?
For the boys.
For the boys.
What does that mean?
It's I guess you could say it's like I'll be a buddy with.
Definitely. I'm gonna
have
Ferda
your back.
Fight Derry.
You're gonna Ferda for Derry could be. I'm gonna make sure he goes to the doctor.
I'm Derry's buddy.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna take care of you, boy.
I'm gonna fight after he's better. I'm gonna fight him
for being such
Ferda
an idiot
and fight.
All right.
You,
Ferda.
Pastor Glenn.
He took off his panties.
It feels so hot.
He took off his panties in church.
I really think he needs to get fucked.
Yes.
I really do.
Yes.
All right.
He's got a girlfriend.
So you're taking one for the boys?
No. That girlfriend has not come up again since the original episode.
Vaginal intercourse.
Right.
Yeah.
But
the only times we've seen Pastor Glenn again has been him flirting with boys. There's been no mention of the girlfriend since.
True.
I've been paying attention for that.
You could take this onesie off and I'll hold it for you.
Yep. Exactly.
Yep.
You can back that up about 25% there.
75%.
So T, Pastor Glenn.
Oh, Pastor Glenn. Pastor Glenn. You know what, Pastor Glenn? Let's go and be friends. Let's go and talk. Give me all the gossip.
Ferda.
All of it.
Ferda.
He seems like he would be fun to hang out with.
Oh my God, yeah, he would be a hoot.
Oh, such a hoot. Except no didgeridoo. It's a didgeridoo don't.
All right. Next up, Katie.
In her bikini.
I really, really, really like Katie. And at first, I was like, yeah, definitely. But I think Kata and I are Ferda.
Okay.
I think we're buds till the end.
Sure.
I think she reminds me of several female friends of mine.
Mm-hmm.
So 100% Ferda.
All right.
And maybe a little,
Ferda with benefits.
fuck on the side. Yeah. Ferda with benefits.
I actually agree with that.
I like that.
100%
Ferda with
Ferda with benefits. I agree. Because I'm with you on that. Like when we first meet Katie, I'm like, oh, she's cute. And now I'm kind of like, oh, I'd actually like to hang out with her.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
I don't want to date her. I just want to hang out with her. Like, she'd be fun.
And if you're both in a dry spell and you know, hey, it works.
You know, we won't talk about later episodes.
No, don't know anything about them.
All right. So, and always at a package deal, Riley and Jonesy.
Let's see. You want to go first?
Oh, I'm Ferda. They were like they were good for like one fuck, but now it's all Ferda.
I'm going with the nose reconstruction.
All right.
I
You're gonna
am
fight the
fighting
treasure
those
trail?
fuckers. I am fighting 100% everything I've seen. I want to fight those guys. I would fight those guys 100%.
All right.
All the way.
Okay. Schmelt.
Oh,
Smelt.
dude threw up when he was when all they did was
Smelty.
like
Smelty.
Right.
talk back to them. Like, no.
He's non-existent to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a throwaway character.
Okay.
Yeah. There's too many Schmeltsies. He didn't even get a real name.
Okay.
He even you know, I mean, he'll probably have the native flu next week or the next time. whatever.
Probably.
All right. Next up, Bonnie. Bonnie Murray.
In this episode, I actually did not find her all that attractive. When you were talking about Whale Tail, that is so not something that I find attractive in any way. It just reminds me of being
Put your pants back in your pants.
right. It reminds me of working in a bar where all the
Right.
girls are just trying to get the attention of somebody to take them home, and it's kind of gross to me. But that's not me.
At
That's
least
just-
give the illusion that they could be taken home.
Exactly.
Right.
Whereas, don't get me wrong, I would show off my cleavage like to high heaven, but I don't want to see your underwear. Whether you're male or female or both or neither or in between somewhere.
Pull up your pants.
Your underwear is for under.
Right.
I only want to
Right.
see it if I want to, take your pants off.
If I'm already having relations with you,
Right.
and you show me the whale tail deal, I'll look and I'll get excited about it. But for the most part,
It's
so
silly.
so I didn't realize that was Bonnie McMurray. I thought it was just one of the teeny boppers that lived in the city.
Right.
And I was like, that's typical. A teenager showing way too much.
Well, she is still a teenager. She's like probably 18 or 19.
True. But at my advanced age, it's something that I don't necessarily want to look at if they are, in that teen area. At least be into your
Right?
20s or 30s.
If you're not
But then
old
if
enough to
you're
get
in
into
your
a bar,
30s, you're way past the whale tail stage.
Yeah.
you would think.
Right.
It's not true, but you would think.
Stay out of your daughter's closet.
I mean, no offense to people that are listening to this episode, but I have been involved in roller derby for about 13 years. I've seen that on women in their 30s, 40s, 50s. I don't even think teenagers should do it.
Hey,
Just don't.
listen, you can do it all you want. I'm going to look and I'm going to silently.
Judge?
No, I'm not going to. And there's no shaming here. I'm just going to silently go. That's all.
A silent sigh
Yeah.
and
Just
and a bit of a roll of the eyes.
and
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not usually someone that tells people what to and to not wear, but I don't want to see the things that are meant to be under other things. Like that's just a personal preference.
Especially guys who wear the pants down around their.
Guys or girls, I don't want to
wanna
see your
I don't want
crack.
to see your fart stain.
Right? I don't
While
want to
you're
see your
walking across the
asshole.
street.
Like
Yeah.
if you bend over and I can see to high heaven, I don't want to.
All right. Moving on. Stuart.
I made the men uncomfortable.
Stuart.
I love Stuart.
I love Stuart too.
I really do. He's going through such a hard time right now, and I love Stuart. It's the drugs and the crushes and longtime crushes. The realization that someone he had a crush on had a crush on him. Is really, really, and his friends betraying him, and so he's going through. I just want to give the guy a hug. So
Yeah?
Ferda.
Agreed. Agreed. In
Yeah,
this episode, Ferda, absolutely.
McMurray.
Oh, God.
Fight.
McMurray is disgusting sometimes.
He is pretty. He's kind of gross. I don't want to get any McMurray on me.
Right?
Yeah.
Devin
Devin.
is the guy that says Stewart. That
No,
says
well, yeah.
Yes.
The one who, like, Mark Zuckerberg and
Yeah.
burged them earlier in the
He's
season.
in the Fart Book episode. He was his partner.
I'm gonna sound like the most violent person in the world, but I want to punch his face in.
Oh yeah,
Fuck
I
yeah.
agree. Yeah,
Absolutely.
He was a complete dickhead and betrayed him. I mean, the actor. I mean, DeJordy.
The actor's
Alexander DeJordy,
fantastic.
he's amazing.
Oh, I look.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
We're talking about characters.
yes,
When you can
yeah,
make
correct.
when you can make a character so unlikable, like I
He's
actually
vile.
find
He
you
is.
a better
Yeah.
because it's hard for me to. I mean, I don't like
But-
people in general, but on a TV show, I
Yeah.
can put up with a lot more.
His character is vile in this episode for sure.
Totally. Rolled.
Again, just want to hug him.
Yeah, I love Rolled, and I love the actor who plays him.
Yep.
He's awesome.
I don't have the right equipment to fuck him, so it's got to be Ferda for me.
The strap on.
I'm still pretty sure he would not accept that. I'm just
never
saying.
know.
That's true.
Whatever.
I never know. I don't know.
Anyway, yeah, I will be Ferda.
Maybe he's not a power bottom. Maybe he's a not
You
power
just made me
top.
almost snort.
What is the opposite of a not power? What is the opposite of power? Submissive top?
There you go.
Sub top?
Sub
I
from the
don't
top.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Any of our listeners want to chime in on that?
yeah, I know we know some. Tennis.
Who wants to go first?
1, 2, 3.
Fuck. You didn't say anything.
Mary.
Oh.
Mary's not on the table. And
Sorry.
you know, tennis would not marry anybody.
No, she'll have fun for a little while, but
Just
got-
like
she's got business.
every girlfriend I've ever had.
She's
have
got
fun
business.
for a little while. And, no, yeah, I want to be friends with her, and I want to do things with her, and I want to do other things with her.
Yeah.
yeah.
But not because of this episode. So,
Sure.
so this episode, I would fight her.
Okay.
In
All right.
future
Yeah,
episodes,
I can see that.
in future episodes, I would
We're not really
whatever the choices are, I'm in.
All right. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I would still like this episode. I don't know. Maybe it's just because of, my kinks, but I mean, she's cute. She's bossy
Yeah.
and you want to obey her.
She's also she's kind of not as cute in this episode as in upcoming episodes.
True, but I found
she's
her
she's really boss bitch.
They haven't found in this episode. They haven't found her groove yet.
No, right.
okay.
Exactly.
Okay,
They're kind of
okay.
introducing her as
Yeah.
Tuffy McTufferson
Right.
from the tough town nativity.
Right. And
I just made all that up.
finally, I think the last character we have that I haven't talked about is I take that back. So next up is Gail.
Oh God, not when she's pooping on everything. Girl.
Yeah, this episode. Yeah,
Ugh.
yeah. I'll.
You know
know-
me. I don't like the poop stuff. don't-
Gail just grows on me all the
I
time.
know. I love her, but I don't.
This episode.
Ferda,
In this episode, she's
100%
pooped
all the
30
way.
times in 3 days. 30 times in 3 days. That's
Something's knocking.
girl, your butt hurts.
And
You
so-
don't want to have sex when that's happening.
and then so the final character that I haven't mentioned yet, Coach.
Fucking embarrassing.
I would have to fight him.
But he's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong, but he's so fucking embarrassing.
He is.
How many garbage cans has he wrecked so far?
Well, this episode.
This is the second episode he's been in, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't he bring a fucking embarrassing? Doesn't he bring a garbage can in, set it down, and kick it?
I think so.
Yeah.
In this if it's not in this episode, it's in the next one.
And what's funny about this is about him, and we talked about this the last episode, is that he's the only character I think that does not have a name. He's just Coach.
Yep.
Does he need a name other than Coach?
No, not necessarily.
Nope.
So, but he is just known as Coach. So that's the
At least his name in the credits isn't fucking embarrassing guy.
so yeah, that's it. Final thoughts.
I'm gonna keep watching.
Absolutely.
Can they do full 21 episode seasons, please?
No.
Oh man, I would like that. I'm gonna have to start watching Kiso's other show, 19-2, because I'm gonna see if I can find that.
Yeah.
He's got a procedural cop show that he's in called 19-2.
I absolutely need to watch this
I just
procedural cop show that I love from Canada.
I started watching an interview with him from something else, and I had to stop because him with his eyes open and looking as stoned as he does all the time is weird.
And he's got the scruffy
He
beard.
doesn't have the scowl.
Right.
Right.
Right, and he has the beard whenever he's not filming.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I mean, he's still cute.
He's pretty. He is definitely pretty.
He is he's in America, he would be a starting quarterback of a college football team.
Yeah, I can see that.
Right? Because he's the good-looking guy that everybody hands the ball to, and that's why.
Oh yeah, that's kind of what I think he was in high school growing up. That he was the toughest kid in town,
right, in Canada, and a good hockey player, and captain of the team, and all of that stuff. So
right,
yeah, I like him.
Yeah,
I had to stop it though because I just want to keep Wayne as Wayne.
I can see that.
I don't want to change Wayne, so I see Wayne as playing a character on that other thing that interview that I was trying to watch instead of the Kiso playing Wayne. Right. So
yeah.
I'm keeping Wayne.
I want to find some, and I'm sure there are some interviews with Jacob Tierney, who plays Pastor Glenn. He's the other creator and writer of the show.
What else is he in?
He was in something as a kid, and I can't remember what it was now. Something I think we've all seen in the 80s, and I can't even remember.
So his character reminds me so much of another character, and I can't figure it out. He's like kind of ambiguously gay, but not really. But yes, he is. But who knows?
Yeah.
Right. There's another character like that. Is it? Oh, it's Officer Dangle from.
Right. Oh
right.
God.
Kind of. He's his own person, and does it really matter?
Yeah, I like Jacob Tierney, and I love the character Pastor Glenn. I think he's awesome. So
there isn't one character on this show that I dislike.
Yeah.
And there's not one actor on this show that I dislike, which is weird because usually I find someone I'm like, come on.
Yeah, they definitely, and they all get better. Their characters all have growth. And I think that's one of the things I really like about the show is that they didn't just focus on the four of Wayne, Katie, Derry, and Squirrely Dan. They've actually given some substance to the other characters. So I think that's one of the great things about the show.
Legendary.
Legendary. All right. Well, we want to thank everybody for listening in. And Don, thank you for joining us here on How Are You Now?
Oh, good. And you?
Not so bad. And we have more episodes coming up, and we're going to have you back because.
What if I don't want to come back?
Well, too fucking bad.
I'll be back.
This is fucking Letterkenny.
You should, as you watch the future seasons that you have not watched yet, pick out ones that are like your favorites and least favorites. Those are the ones that we really want to have people on for.
Yeah.
Like I really loved this episode, or I really didn't like.
So you want to give any plugs to your social media or anything like that, or what have you?
I mean, it's all mostly just personal social media. You can follow me at Don Roberts on Facebook. You can follow me at Mastodon 42 on one of the things.
Mastodon 42 on that's on the Twitter is Mastodon 42
and Robotemp 42 on the Instagram. I try and it's always trying to be funny and dogs and hugs and stuff. But actually, I do have have something else that I've been working on.
Yeah.
And I should probably plug it.
Yeah.
It's this little thing called Podscure that I'm a co-host of. And in fact, I'm in the same room with two of the other co-hosts of the show. So if you haven't heard of Podscure, you should go check out Podscure. We talk about life and weird, obscure, and new podcasts. And we don't take anything too seriously except ourselves, and we check each other when we do.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, it's mostly these two guys, and they are so much fun to watch and listen to. So, yeah, you should go check it out.
We're not wearing pants most of the time.
So, yeah.
I have new pantalones on, actually.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Well, that's what I appreciate you about you, Don.
That's what you appreciate about me?
All right. All right, we'll see you again next time on How Are You Now?
How are you now, eh?
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening to this episode of How Are You Now? Find us on podscure.com/HowAreYouNowPodcast or wherever you get your podcasts. We're also on Twitter and Facebook at How Are You Now Pod. Also, a big thank you to our good friend Jack Rainwater from Hard Money Saints for our intro and outro music. Check them out on Reverb Nation for deets and schedules.
Put my baby on a great dog, 'cause it's been 3 months.